it's the father in me. I'm a great dad. I love being a father. But the last couple of years, I have not been that. So I had a couple of things came out of that. Number one, I had learned that when what I was dealing with happens, a good way to get through is to help other people. Jump into volunteer service ASAP.
Okay.
And working with youth was a way to do that. And also experience some level of fatherhood, some level of mentoring, some level of guiding, caring for. It actually helps so much, to be able to pour your heart into somebody, which is all these young people. I can't do that with my kids. So this is a good way to let that kind of energy out, man.
And I see how passionate you are. You'll send me a picture of Special Olympics kids, the competition you posted. Like, you actually get joy out of doing this.
It's a feeling. I learned that a feeling, it's the same feeling I can compare it to a feeling of my own kids.
Okay.
When I see my own kids, they were playing soccer and they did something great, or how I'm proud of them. I'm proud of these kids the same way,
Amazing.
But yeah, it is that feeling, you know what I'm saying, that I'm looking for.
You're originally from the Bay Area.
San Jose.
San Jose. San Jose, stand
I'll
up.
even go a step back. I'm originally from East Palo Alto.
East Palo Alto. Palo Alto, stand up. Okay. So when you were coming up in Palo Alto, did you have ambitions of any particular thing you thought you would want to do when you became an adult, or?
No, not East Palo Alto days. I was there until about 6, and then we moved to San Jose. That era that you're asking about, that was probably post high school graduation. So I would say second year of college, I kind of started getting focused.
Got it.
And understanding that I wanted to pursue.
Okay.
I wanted to pursue like a dream job.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And you felt like it was attainable because how you were nurtured, you were conditioned that way. Like your mom and dad put that in you, or it just came out from your environment, that kind of a positive outlook or perspective?
I would say, yeah, a little bit of my parents, a little bit of an older brother of mine who took some time to sit me down, and I'm on academic probation. My first year of college.
Okay.
Second year, same pattern.
Okay.
So big bro stepped in.
Wow.
Took me out to lunch. He wasn't criticizing me, but he suggested a few things, wanted to know where my headspace was at, and actually had a book with him that he brought to the lunch, to our lunch, about procrastination. It was my first self-help book that I read.
Amazing.
And that kicked off.
So you're Palo Alto, you moved to, you said
San Jose.
San Jose.
Yeah.
You're going through, you get out of high school, you hit some bumps, you get into college, big bro comes in, you get on track. What are you majoring in when you go to college? What school are you going to, and what are you looking to get into from a major perspective?
Yeah, I was going to the city college, man. I was going to community college in San Jose, and just no discipline, man. No discipline, no vision, no plan, no goals. And just being around.
Got it.
Just showing up because that's the flow, going to school. But I majored in business administration. Okay. And focus in marketing. But the focus was marketing. Yeah. And, from there, I did it after reading that book, I probably did another year at City College and then transferred to San Jose State.
Amazing. So that was a pivotal moment in your life that
I'm lying.
you
Back.
some sense of
Let's back
direction?
up
No
because
problem.
there was another turn where
Okay.
after I was reading those books, I started thinking big.
You get this. You're going to Philly. You're getting exposed to East Coast hip hop. You're vibing it. You're saying, okay, I want to focus now. Get through college. I'm majoring in business. How do you end up in New York after you get out of college?
Yeah. So I would say networking got me to New York. If you were to ask me what was it, I stayed in touch with everyone. I had an intern at Columbia Records in New York, 550 Madison, the summer before I graduated.
Okay.
So going into my senior year, I had finished an internship with Columbia Records.
And how did you get that internship, if you remember?
All right. So I saw a list. I was reading Black Enterprise, and I saw a list of the top companies that offer minority internship programs.
Okay.
Paid minority paid.
You weren't trying to do it for free.
Nah, paid
Okay.
minority internship
Got
programs. And Sony Music was on that list. So I faxed my resume.
And you're San Jose, Sony Records is in New York City, and in your mind, you're thinking, I'm going to get that, even though there's a bunch of kids all over New York that are thinking I'm going to get that too.
Nah, I'm going to get that job.
Thoughts become things, people. Thoughts become things.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I had things already. I had evidence to know I had a good chance at getting this. Like I was going to get this job, this internship.
Okay.
You know, I had prior experience. I had an internship with Sears Roebuck in Chicago the summer before. So, you know, I had a place to stay, number one, because this internship opportunity happened to be in Chicago.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, you were at the Sears thing in Schaumburg, Illinois, whatever. Okay, so you get the internship. How did you learn that you actually got the internship after applying?
From Sony?
They just called you and said, hey, you were accepted.
Yeah. So the interview process at Sony was like you interview with maybe 5 different labels, like Epic Records. There was 550. There was Sony Music, Sony Classical, like Columbia Records.
Okay.
So I interviewed with Columbia Records, and they called me. It was Yvette Noel Schur. She was a publicist there at the time. She's the one that hired me as an intern. Yeah.
And I know Yvette, obviously, she's from Grenada. I think she's kind of like a country people of mine. Powerhouse, I think Beyoncé's publicist was Prince's, if I'm not mistaken. A legend, has on Shore Media, whatever it's called. So you're around all this stimulant now in this place, a new environment.
He said stimulant.
It's the best I can call it, because that's what happens when your brain gets something new.
Yeah, I got it.
It's like you drank some sugar, or so you're like, your eyes are open now. Your nostrils are wide open now.
Man, I was around some stimulant, man.
No, were you thinking like, wow, I could see myself staying here, learning from these people, getting into this industry and making something of myself?
I was thinking I ain't going nowhere.
Okay, I'm locked in.
I'm locked in. You cannot get rid of me.
Since those are probably as competitive as some of the industries I've been in, what are some of the things that you're doing to distinguish yourself from other people that's trying to get a foothold in that space?
To my mentors in there, I had to make it clear I'm there to learn.
Okay,
so I'm asking questions. I'm present. I'm trying to be wherever they're at.
Present.
I'm present for sure. Just showing proactivity. There's some projects weren't assigned to me, man. I mean,
wow.
I just took them on.
Okay.
You know?
Took the initiative.
It's that type of environment.
Okay.
You know, the major label music business back then. I mean, if you can carve your own lane, if you could carve a space, and not be as vulnerable to politics, competition, also things that you can't control. the better. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I feel that's one. The other one is work ethic, high work ethic, very high
Okay.
Olympic athlete type work ethic, all-star, NBA all-star,
Focus, laser,
locked in.
locked in.
You got to be locked in.
Okay.
And for a long period of time.
Okay.
So that takes balance. That takes, knowing when you need to take a break.
And we're talking about what year here and that you get into this space?
I'd say 98.
98. Who's like dominant at Sony during that time?
Yeah, at Columbia specifically, number one, there was a black music division.
Okay. Was that new to that label?
Yeah, when I got there, it was probably a year old.
Wow.
Okay. Probably a year old.
Uh-huh.
So it was Destiny's Child. It was Lauryn Hill.
Okay.
They were just coming off Fugees, now they were in Lauryn Hill's solo mode.
Yep. Classic album.
Pros had an album. All three had albums coming out. Maxwell on the R&B side.
Okay.
Escape. Alicia Keys was signed there. But she didn't have an album. Her album did not come out on Columbia Records. So she went over to J Records after sitting for a while.
Do you guys do any type of, back then, is there any type of forecasting of, and a lot of marketing people, they say, we're going to spend this much dollar, we should see this much results. I'm sure you're doing some metrics to say, are we getting results from the money that we're spending on the promotion? And do they pivot if something is not resulting with what they want out of the money that they're putting in?
Oh, yeah.
You know,
no video.
No video.
No more singles. Like we ran out of money. So
okay. So let's move forward a little bit. You start entry level, you get some artists. At one point, you climb all the way to, I think it was director of media or something at Sony. I think it was a title.
At some point, yeah.
Okay. So how do you get from starting off, just working, getting your feet wet, doing anything you can to get the attention of your mentors to where you move up another ladder or another rung on the ladder?
Yeah. I mean, for me, since starting my career as an assistant, since day one, even as an intern, it was clear I was committed to this career. I was committed to working at Columbia Records and climbing the ladder.
And the folks that are around it, mentoring, it's evident, work ethic, attention. Like you said, you were present, not just physically present, but mentally, mentally present. So who was the person that first gave you your next tap on the shoulder, your next opportunity from when you came into the next level up?
So again, I got in as an assistant because the assistant left.
Okay.
Now I'm getting into the manager position.
Okay.
Because a manager left. Yvette Gale at the time. She was a manager of PR. She went over to Interscope.
So there's a lot of
did big things
movement around. Sorry to interrupt. There's a lot of shifting of just like in other industries, brain drain of labels that need something.
Well, the one thing about dream jobs is and the reason it's highly competitive is there's only room for maybe one person. You know? I mean, you're at the top. I mean, your dream job, everybody wants it, and you got it. Yeah, it can be a lonely experience sometimes. Very surreal, very humbling experience.
Okay.
So, what did I do? I was in position, man. I was consistent. Okay. My team trusted me. I was professional. Okay. I was smart.
Good.
I was smart.
What would you say are some of the memorable things during that time that you were able to work on or work with that you look back and was like, wow, I'm happy I was a part of that. I added some value to that project. What are some memorable things that an average person may be able to recount that from that era?
From that era, for sure, Nas. Working with Nas, we did about 3 albums and one like a mixtape.
Okay.
And QB Finest.
QB's Finest.
And I think 2 Nas albums, like Godson and some Streets Disciples.
Streets Disciples.
Those 2 for sure. I did those with him.
Classics.
Yeah, and that was during the Nas Jay-Z beef. Made You Look came out. That was just the dagger.
Yeah,
the
that was
dagger.
That was a big thing around New York.
Yeah, so that was one.
The Super Ugly, all of that stuff, back and forth.
It was actually, I'm not gonna lie, man. It was, to me, it was an honor to be a part of that, all of that, because you're one of a few that were part of the core that had a say. Actually, a pretty like I had a lot of influence because media did play a big part in the beef.
Yeah,
how it was covered, who covered, who got attention, who had access to Nas in terms of interviews and things like that. Orchestrating that was
that's
expertise, man. No, when you got the two biggest rappers at the time, they're actually head to head publicly, and they're putting diss songs out. It's a major situation, man. It's like being in some sort of emergency in the movies. Like in the movies, you're in a submarine and you hear the alarm. Yeah, that
all
kind
hands
of
on deck.
All hands on deck. This is everybody got to be locked in. It's reputation's at stake. Well, now you're managing the PR campaign for a product launch. Album launch, single launch, video launch. Introing new artists, and you carry on a responsibility of it all. As an assistant, your bosses are responsible. So, if anything, your name's on it too.
Yeah.
And the training wheels are off at that point. You're running it, and it was fun. I remember it being a very big space. Just like everything was big. You're just like, all right.
And back in there was always this. Budget is not a problem. It's it's like a lot of people there's more stuff in circulation probably back then from funding for projects, for PR. What was it like working with A. Marie?
It was great. I'm Black and Asian. She's Black and Asian. So we had that good connection early on. She was an emerging artist, and she was not an emerging artist within a year. So we did quite a bit of work, and there was quite a bit of dedication from the label to put her out there and make her a star, and it took us about a year.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. That was good. It was getting her magazine covers, things like that, Vibe covers. I enjoyed the cover shoots, the cover stories, because back then, they do it. They still do it now, but back then it was more often. We'd have to create settings for the story. So sometimes
your storytelling.
Yeah, sometimes the writer would jump on a tour with us, or catch us, doing something, for the story, and be with us for a few days. And it was cool getting to know the writers. Sometimes we're on road trips together, things like that.
You mean the songwriters?
Nah, editorial writers.
Editorial writers, okay. Tell them the
whoever's
stories.
writing the cover story, or whoever's writing the feature. For a magazine.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Let's segue a little bit and maybe move forward some to, at one point there's a bunch of like reorg, or lack of a better term, going on. Like you mentioned, Loud Records is right with Sony, and then Sony has this and all these. What happens in that space when you have that type of merger? Do they reduce staff, or people are concerned about their jobs, or what's the vibe like when these M&As are going on in that space?
I think like anywhere else, no low morale. People are worried. People can't focus.
How are you able to stay locked in?
I don't know. I always had a confidence I was going to have my job. I was handling the biggest artists. My roster was quite heavy. It would be hard to replace me.
Amazing.
It would have been really hard to replace me back then.
Okay. Now, when you decide to go on your own or start Society House, did you bring acts with you from labels that you had relationships with? How do you build your independent roster as an independent PR person?
Yeah. I'm chuckling because, that was a challenge. I announced that I was leaving individually to the artist that I was working with, to the management, whoever,
Okay.
I mean, the people I needed to tell, because of the relationship. But, some came with me, some didn't.
Okay.
That's just, you always have casualties when you make a move like this that I made. There was there was some challenges with contracts, consulting contracts and things like that, getting that narrowed down and established before I left, things like that. But you learn, you can only control so much. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta trust the process about things.
Amazing. What would you say are some of the fulfilling things about your career, your job as a publicist? And what are some of the challenges of doing it? Because it's not like a normal 9 to 5. You're not punching somewhere. You're not getting a check on the 15 and the 30 yet. You've got a whole different way of how you have to build clients and et cetera. What are some of the things that you would be like, this job is amazing because I get to whatever, and then it's not so amazing because of whatever it might be?
Yeah. Traveling, going to places I probably couldn't afford to go on my own dime, stay at hotels, fly particular class. I probably wouldn't use my own money for.
Okay.
I don't need to do pay for those things. I don't need those things.
Okay. You're a very, very humble guy, obviously, given, you're a homie, but given all the spaces and some of the things you've accomplished, it seems like you're very grounded. You don't, doesn't go to your head. You don't think of yourself as a celebrity. You don't think of your clients as celebrities. Some people, they just see a person and they think that they're something different than the person might even want to be. So when you're giving an answer, it's interesting because obviously I know you, and I know that whether we've been at the Roxy at the Sunset Strip with Yvette and Life Jennings and what's his name is smashing his guitar and setting it on fire, Wyclef, or we're at some event at the White Party. Now it's just work. You do it, you respect and want to do well for your clients, but you're not in awe of their accomplishments. Where does that come from with you? When most people, they just see somebody, want to get close to somebody, want to rub elbows with them, et cetera.
Yeah.
Where do you think that comes from inside of you to stay like level as you are?
I don't know, man. I just look at them as people. I don't get wrapped up in the stardom.
Yeah.
I don't. And it's also what makes a difference is how you meet them as well.
Okay.
Some of the artists I've met, like Beyoncé, I met her. She was not a star yet, so I know her before the stardom.
Amazing.
Really, and that's how I've always looked at her that way.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's interesting because I talked about when I was in Chicago and I met George Daniels, and I was like, I don't know who George Daniels is, and I hit you up and sent the photo, and you was like, yeah, it's a legend, and you're good, and then but it's my neighbor, you know what I'm saying, and then we're hanging out, going to stuff and helping whatever he wants me to help him with. I know you from being the roommate of my brother and producer John Henry at 53 East 97th. Nice to go there with the boys.
What?
And you were never there, so they were sleeping in your bed and you had all the sneakers around the place. So that's some of why you weren't there that much, because you're on the road a lot. You're traveling, you're going places, you're doing things.
Yeah. When I was at John's.
Shout out Jay Hen.
Shout out Jay Hen. Wow. So I was at 97th Street Lounge because I had bought a new construction in Jersey City.
Okay.
So I was there while it was being built.
Okay.
But around that time, I was going to LA a lot.
Okay.
Almost every week to every other week. 3-6 was hot. A. Marie was hot.
3-6 Mafia.
3-6 Mafia
the
was
lay
hot.
person.
Many photo shoots. They're on daytime
Uh-huh.
TV type stuff. Oscars, things was blasting off crazy. So yeah, your listening sessions. We're doing a lot.
Okay.
So yeah, I wasn't home a lot.
3-6 Mafia. They were involved in that. Wrote the song for that movie Hustle and Flow, right?
Yeah.
So that was a pretty big, like, kind of hip hop film. Modern times. We're going not to Beat Street or Crush Groove or something like that. How did they get involved in that project? If you know,
I don't really know,
know.
to be honest with you. I can probably say that at the time, their attorney Aaron Rosenberg was opening up a lot of doors for them.
Okay.
That guy. Much respect to Aaron Rosenberg.
Okay.
He did the, I want to say he did the reality show Situation on MTV. He had the MTV reality show series with the guys. Yo.
Senior moment.
These times are crazy,
Yeah,
man. I mean,
time.
that was like, and you know what? Those, just thinking of it like that's what keeps me humble, man. That just knowing I'm so thankful to be in this space, man. Like, I'm so thankful to be in this room with 3-6 or to have this experience with them. We're going to remember each other for the rest of our lives, like a band, bro, like a band, we're not together now. But
this moment in time.
Oh man, you can't take that. Yeah, that's something where it's. But yeah, man, I see them out there now. Paul is he's been sober for a few years.
Okay.
Juicy J is out there. He did his solo thing. They perform together still. They've got solo independent albums that they put out.
Okay.
I like their movements right now,
Okay.
We're a lot older, yet they carry it well, man. They're not trying to look young. I can see that they are who they are. They're not trying to appease a particular audience.
And that group had 3 artists. 2, 3 artists. How many members?
It varied at times.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, at times, I want to say it was up to 6 artists. It ultimately was Juicy J, DJ Paul, Crunchy Black.
Okay.
Lord Infamous was around a little bit.
Okay.
He was getting locked up.
And when you're going to Memphis, what are you mostly doing when you're going there? You're doing photo shoots, you're doing different kind of stuff, hanging out, spending time. And I think I've passed through Memphis, and making sure you're present to do whatever is needed to get them from whatever you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
What's the next? You do a lot of stuff with like urban community type stuff. Like you go to Philly, you do that.
Level Up. Yeah.
Where's the inspiration, the desire to put your hands into the soil of that type of grassroots type of stuff come from?
Yeah. You mean right now, or
what do you think the impetus for it is? You think that was something that was inside of you, or you're seeing that there's something that you can add value to?
Yeah. No, it's the father in me.
Okay.
I'm a great dad. I love being a father. But the last couple of years, I have not been that. So I had a couple of things came out of that. Jump into volunteer service ASAP.
Okay.
And working with youth was a way to do that. And also experience some level of fatherhood, some level of mentoring, some level of guiding, caring for.
Amazing.
It actually helps so much, to be able to pour your heart into somebody.
Yeah.
Which is all these young people. I can't do that with my kids. So this is a good way to let that kind of energy out, man.
And I see how passionate you are. You'll send me a picture of Special Olympics kids, the
Yeah,
competition you
man.
posted. Like you actually get joy out of doing this.
It's a feeling. I
yeah.
learned that a feeling, it's the same feeling I can compare it to a feeling of my own kids.
Okay.
When I see my own kids, they were playing soccer and they did something great, or how I'm proud of them. I'm proud of these kids the same way, you know?
Amazing.
But yeah, it is that feeling.
Fit together.
You know what I'm saying? That
Okay.
I'm
another thing that you did that I thought was interesting that I want to ask you about was you work with De La Soul a lot. And I think you took them to the White House or something like that.
Did. That was maybe 2018.
How did that come about? That who's in the White House at that time?
It was Obama's last. It actually was his last event, like music event at the White House. He typically had music guests come out and things like that. But this was a BET production. So the booker at the time, Deborah Bird, shout out to Deborah Bird, longtime TV booker, talent booker. Hit me up and was like, "What's up with De La? We're doing this White House thing. Can we make this happen?" I was like, "Yeah, yes." The answer is yeah. Say less. I mean, what? So that was like a layup, man, to be honest with you. What wasn't a layup was the logistics about it. It's White House is extremely secure, extremely buttoned up. BET, our partner that booked us, working with them. And the group management, you know, making sure that we're all on the same page to get them to get them the performance songs, all that stuff, wardrobe. Wardrobe.
Could have used VS on that.
You know, so, you know, but it was one of those, again, you're pinching yourself in the White House, your party, D-Nice is he's DJing. We're in the White House though. We're in the White House, man, partying in the White House. And it was just a celebration. I'll never forget it, man. It was a good time. It was a good time.
What was like the prep? Is there much prep or is there background check? Are they like making sure you're not gonna, or just a metal
type that makes
detector
you
when
nervous.
You get up in there? Okay.
Yeah, the type that makes you nervous. You'd be like, "Oh, they're gonna pull this up." Or,
so y'all pull.
I don't know what they can dig up
there, and there's some entry there. You're ready. They know you're coming.
Oh yeah.
You show your ID or something, and then you go and you're not staying anywhere. You're just performing for the day and leaving. You're not like, are you guys going there days before, hanging out at a hotel, or the logistics of?
There's a run through the day before, if I can remember. There's then you go back the next day and
sound check or something.
Sound check, another run through, dress rehearsal.
Wow,
Obama's there. Michelle is there.
Okay.
It's heavy, man.
Obama was a De La
Oprah's
fan.
There. Gayle King, Bradley Cooper's up. Famous A-listers were up in there. A-listers for sure. And we were all we're all there. And I was accustomed to that at that point anyway. Like being in a room like that with A-listers is fun and it's exciting too.
Yeah, it's got to be, like you said, just a pinch yourself moment. I'm like
many of those.
So you got to chop it with Obama.
I did it, man.
Take a photo op.
Nothing like that, but we were in his space. We were in the same space, and he jumped in the circle. We were all dancing and stuff, kind of thing. He's in the circle.
Some months ago, I was in San Diego. Hit you up. You're in San Diego doing something music box with Parliament Funkadelic legend George Clinton. How do you get a client like that through relationships, and what is the nature of an engagement with a legend like a George Clinton?
Yeah. How do you get a client like that? What I've learned, I've worked a few legacy acts similar to George, and the common denominator is the relationship.
Okay.
These are artists that have, 25, 30-year brands. They've
Mhm.
worked on their career for 30 years. So that's an equivalent. I equate that to Coca-Cola,
Okay.
Disneyland, Disney,
Uh-huh.
any long, you can't work with anybody,
Uh-huh.
so it has to be, they're looking for character. At this level,
Okay.
they need to trust you and have evidence that they can trust you.
Okay.
So sometimes that takes a while, like years to build.
Where's the inspiration, the desire to put your hands into the soil of that type of grassroots type of stuff come from?
Yeah. You mean right now or?
What do you think the impetus for it is? You think that was something that was inside of you, or
Yeah.
you're seeing that there's something that you can add value to?
Yeah. No, it's the father in me.
Okay.
I'm a great dad. I love being a father. But the last couple of years, I have not been that. So I had a couple of things came out of that.
Okay.
Number one, I had learned that when what I was dealing with happens,
Mhm.
a good way to get through is to help other people.
Wow. Of service.
Jump into volunteer service ASAP.
Okay.
And working with youth was a way to do that. And also experience some level of fatherhood, some level of mentoring, some level of
Okay.
guiding, caring for.
Amazing.
It actually helps so much, to be able to pour your heart into somebody,
Yeah.
which is all these young people.
Uh-huh.
I can't do that with my kids.
Uh-huh.
So this is a good way to let that kind of energy out,
Man.
man.
And I see how passionate you are. You'll send me a picture of Special Olympics kids, the competition you posted. Like, you actually get joy out of doing this.
It's a feeling. I
yeah.
learned that a feeling, it's the same feeling I can compare it to a feeling of my own kids.
Okay.
When I see my own kids, they were playing soccer and they did something great, or how I'm proud of them. I'm proud of these kids the same way,
Amazing.
But yeah, it is that feeling, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying, that I'm looking for. And I can sleep very well because I know I'm helping people. People are enriched by my presence, my career. I'm using it for good.
Okay.
I love seeing people make it.
Amazing.
Subscribe and set notifications so you don't miss part 2 dropping in 2 weeks.